Hello, everybody. It's Danielle with Wusa Holistic Health Coaching back again to talk all things holistic health when it comes to our mind, our emotions, our physicality, and even our spirituality. Today, I'm super excited about what we're going to be talking about. It has to do with our mindset and what is it that keeps us so stuck? Well, this may surprise you, but something that has worked in my life may surprise you. But I think it was delusions. I kind of think that many of my delusions were actually my solutions because, I just didn't know enough to be afraid to do so many of the things that I've done that many people would have said was impossible. I'll give you an example. Some years ago, I was working for a lady and she had given me a promotion in her hair salon to be part of the management team, doing some art directing, creative directing with the team. She would send me out to business classes. I would learn the information. I would bring it back to her salon, and then my job was to implement and then teach classes with the rest of the team. The problem was I kept learning and I kept learning and I kept growing and my mindset kept growing, but I was in someone else's space. So how was I supposed to ever implement all these wonderful things I was learning about business, but I didn't have my own business? So one Saturday afternoon, I just decided, probably in the middle of a shampoo or something, you know what? I'm not doing this anymore. If I can't be mad at this lady because she doesn't want to do what she doesn't want to do. This is her business. If I want to be able to do what I want to do, which is implement all these wonderful things that I'm learning, I got to have my own business. Now, why does that sound so crazy? Because I never wanted one. And my husband at the time knew I didn't want one. And my family at the time knew that I'm never having my own salon and I'm never working for myself. And I just, boom, overnight, not even overnight. In a second, I was just like, no, I want my own salon. I want my own business. That's it. So I went home that Saturday and I told my husband at the time and I said, hey, I want my own salon. And he's like, no, you don't. And I said, yeah, I do. He's like, but you've never wanted your own salon. And I said, but I want one now. He's like, okay. And so I'm like, okay, so we got to go. He's like, go where? I'm like, I got to go get a building. It's like, it's a Saturday afternoon and you just come home and say this and you want to go get a building? I'm like, yeah, we got to go get a building. So we're driving around and literally the first business I see that says for rent, it's like an insurance agency. And I'm like, oh, look, there's a phone number on the for rent sign. Let me write it down. He's like, but this is like an insurance agency. What are you going to do with this? I'm like, I'm sure I can figure something out. So we get out of the car and we're walking around the building and I see that there's a man hanging around next door. There's another business connected. I think it was like a massage business. And he was coming out and he saw me and he's like, are you interested in the space next door? And I said, yes. And he's like, oh, okay, well, I'm the owner of this property. I own this side and this side. If you want, I can open it for you and let you look around. So he starts asking me a bunch of questions about myself. And he says, what business are you? And I said, I'm a hairstylist. And he's like, oh, okay. And I'm like, what? He's like, well, I've had 3 different sets of hairstylists come look at this space. And so far, nobody's been able to make it turn. They've all said it would never work. It can never be a salon. And I'm like, okay, but I know how to look beyond what I'm seeing. I'd like to see the space. So within minutes, between my creativity, my husband's skills, we were able to draw it out on a napkin and figure out how to turn this insurance agency into a salon. And within a few months, we were open. So delusions, I don't know, but I'm sure many people, they've called me all kinds of stuff. Airhead, stupid, she ain't the brightest, not the sharpest knife in the drawer. I've heard it all. Delusional, add it to the list. I don't care. Because in the delusions, I was able to find wild success doing many things that other people said could not be done. And within 6 months of opening that store, we had to start looking for more space because we had outgrown that space by a lot. So we needed to go. And then the next delusion, how did I end up in the very, very favorite building in the entire town, in the town that I've loved forever? I would walk around in that store. It was so expensive. I never bought a thing in there because a t-shirt was like $200. But I would just hang out in there and I just loved the way it felt in there. Never, ever did I think well, one day this is going to be mine. I just enjoyed being there. And then one day that went up for rent. And then after about 9 years of renting, I became the owner of that space. Delusional, delusional, delusional. Why would it be delusional? Because the circumstances were not normal, guys. I was the only Black-owned business in the entire community. Because why? There's really no Black people. And so I can remember the first time I was in my salon downtown. You know, that's another delusion. How are you getting this amazing space? Downtown, so close to the beach. And people would actually come into my salon and they would look around like, you know, where are the white people kind of a thing? Or, you know, can I talk to someone? I'm like, yeah, you can talk to me. I mean, it was that weird for them to see me and think I owned this place. I've even had people say to me, is everything okay in here? And I'm like, yeah, how can I help you? And they're like, are people being nice to you? And I'm like, what do you mean? Well, I've never seen a Black-owned business in this town, and I've been here all my life, and I just am really concerned, and I just wanted to make sure that people would be nice to you. And I'm like, yeah, we're good. But she ended up becoming a wonderful, wonderful client. She nominated me for some awards. I won some awards. All of it looks delusional on paper. Like, how is this Black girl from nowhere, you know, like probably most bullied person in her school, now got this award-winning salon on the main street in this resort town, and there's no other Black-owned businesses? It would have been said it cannot be done. Just like so many other things. There's no way I was told I didn't own my home because there's no way I would be able to own the home that I had. I was told there was no way I could own the building that I had. People were trying to lowball me, thinking that I would be so desperate when I did decide to sell that I would just give my building away, which was not happening. I just had so many crazy things happen. Let me even just tell you about the house I'm talking about. One day my daughter comes to me and she says, Mom, look at this house. And I looked and she goes, I just feel like this house is so perfect. Like, it looks like it should be our family home. Like, it would be perfect for our family. And I'm looking at the pictures and I'm like, wow, you're right. But this house is way expensive. So crazy thing, fast forward, maybe like a year later, the price drops $100,000. And then I find out from one of my family members that they had already put an offer on that house a year prior, and they didn't accept that offer. But then a year later, when I came back, it had dropped $100,000 plus I lowballed it, and I got the house. Delusional to think I could get that house? Maybe. Didn't matter, because it turned into being one of the best investments that I ever made for my future. And that's why I got it anyway. It was for an investment. I didn't need a 6-bedroom, 4-bathroom house, but that's what we had. It turned into a wonderful investment. The appreciation was great. And my delusions is what made me do the move. I remember my husband, we were at the title company and because I was holding some other mortgages, and I can remember him saying, you know, this isn't going to work, right? We're literally at the title company about to sign on the dotted line and get the keys. And he goes, you know, this isn't going to work, right? And I'm like, I took the real estate strategy class. I went out of state. I studied it for 3 days. I got all the books. I've read the books. I've underlined. I think this is going to work. I believe it's going to work. Delusional or not, it worked. And everybody in my family got to benefit from my delusions. So I just want you to understand that sometimes we're stuck because of our own brain. I can remember someone saying to me, I can't believe you think that you're going to write a book. What qualifies you to think you could write anything? And I was just kind of like, whoa, rude. And then someone else said, I can't believe you think you're going to write a book. What a twit. And I remember thinking, well, that wasn't nice at all. If I want to write a book, it means I have something to say. That's all it means. Did I need a PhD to be able to write something? Apparently not, because I did become a published author, no matter what these people said about me and no matter how delusional they thought I was, because I had something to say. I had something to share, and I thought it had value. And I'm the kind of person that I don't believe if you have something of value to say and to share, that you should keep it to yourself. I, in fact, think that is selfish. And when somebody gives me information that has helped me, that has enhanced my life, who has given me more of a growth mindset, who has caused me to level up my life, then why would I keep that to myself? I can't. I used to think I would love someday to be a coach and a mentor. I wonder if someday I could even get paid to coach and mentor other people. I didn't have a clue how that was going to come about. And that's the thing that's so interesting about delusion. If you want something, stop worrying about the how. Well, no, it doesn't really make sense. I can't really see it. I don't know. All that howing just creates blocks and resistance to getting you to your dream. Don't worry about how. You know what I did? I took my staff that I had at my hair salon and I would do one-on-one coaching and mentoring with them that had nothing to do with just how to do a haircut, how to do a color. It had everything to do with their whole being and leveling themselves up as a professional. Because a lot of people don't respect hairstylists. They don't really even see them as professional. They think of them as wild or partiers or people that can't get a real job, uneducated, That was definitely not what was going to be happening in my studio. So I had a coaching and mentoring program for my staff. And I just did it for them as being, just one of the perks of working for me, something to set myself apart from other salons, coaching and mentoring every single month. It might have been every single week now that I think about it. But the point is, my brain got the message that I am a coach and a mentor. So by the time I went to school to become a holistic health coach / therapist, my brain's like, yeah, and so start your business. And here we are. And no one thinks it's weird that I'm a coach and a mentor and then I get paid to do it. I don't think it's weird. Was I delusional to think that I could do that? I don't know. But the point is who cares? It's what I wanted. If someone else thought I was delusional because I wanted to do these things that I'm doing, okay. If I wanted to go experience life in another country and everybody thought I was crazy and that's where you go to be killed and that's where you go to be kidnapped, you should never just leave America and la la la. The experience was fantastic, okay? And everybody who told us not to go was wrong. Our experience was fantastic. It was one of the greatest things I've ever done, and I would do it again, and I encourage other people to experience living abroad. And I find it really weird with all the weird things going on in this country that people talk so bad about other countries that they've never even been to before. So, you know what? Sometimes delusion is the solution. And I'm telling you, so many of our dreams and goals are halted because we have this mindset that things are not possible. You can't do that. You can't do that. You can't do that. Who do you think you are? What qualifications do you have? Well, in my case, I guess it was delusion. And I'm okay with that because I don't have to live an ordinary life, grinding in the rat race, building up someone else's dreams, working for them when I can spend that time working in a way that I want to work, building my own dreams. Maybe it's not what you hear every single day, but we're all different. We're all individuals. We were all made to be our own person. So let's do it. If you have a dream, go for it. If you have something that you've always wanted to do it. Stop worrying about the how and what are people going to say and what are people going to think and they're going to talk about me and what if I fail? Well, what if you do fail? Pivot. It just means do it a little different. Tweak it, change the direction, fix the plan. It's not really failure if you learned something and you grew from it. It's not. Just pivot. Keep going. Just tweak the plan. So this is my message. Delusional, I'm okay with that. And having my mind be unstuck to what's possible has been why I've had so many cool experiences that any and everybody would have told me it's impossible. You can't do that. Well, I'm here to tell you it's not true. It is in fact a lie. So if you want to get unstuck in your mindset, it starts with believing that things are possible and stop listening to the people who don't believe in anything. And here's the thing. What's the harm that can come from being delusional and believing that you can do things? Do you think it's better for your brain, your mental health, your spiritual health, your emotional health, and even your physical health to believe in nothing and to just be laying around doing nothing, believe nothing is possible? Which one do you think is better for you? Or do you think it's better for your mental health, emotional health, and all the rest of it to daydream about what could be possible? Which one do you think is better for your vibration? Which one do you think is going to be more uplifting to your vibrational frequency, which, as we have explained before, is where our energy comes from, is where our love comes from, is where our peace comes from, is where our joy comes from. We want to be in love, joy, peace, because those are the highest vibrating places to be, where all the fun stuff is. That's where stuff starts getting really cool, and we open ourselves to the most amazing opportunities, experiences, and whatever else comes with it. It's just the good stuff. So that's what I wanted to talk about. You guys, tell me what you think about this. Do you think the idea of being delusional is wildly crazy? Or are you willing to even consider that maybe it's not such a bad idea? Some people are even naming it the delulu era, that their life really started when they went into their delulu era. And I kind of thought, you know what? That was cute. I even saw a title on someone's page. I got to go see what her name is. Delulu was my salulu. And I was like, go, you go, girl. I get it. I totally get it. So in the comments, please let me know what you think of this theory, this concept, and how it could get your mindset unstuck to start growing and leveling up. Because we don't want to be stagnant. We don't always want to be the same. We want to be a little bit better all the time and improving the quality of our lives, right? This is your life. Make it good. Make it great, in fact. So please subscribe. Please like. Please hit the notification so that every time something drops, you don't miss it. And please share this with other people, because I do believe that information is important, and I do believe that this information is helping people. And I appreciate each and every one of you that is already here, hanging out with me in this community that we're building together. And I hope that each one of you has an amazing rest of the night. We'll talk soon. But don't forget to woosah, because as you know, body can't heal in an agitated space. Talk to you soon.